I'm not gonna say something stupid like, you made the right choice. That's just a matter of opinion. Whiskers definitely thought it was a terrible idea to come with me after all. And who knows, maybe she's right. It's all up to perspective. Yeah? Well, what we're walking into isn't exactly the kind of situation where you want people who needed convincing to help out. Sure, it's better to have more help, but this is gonna be crazy dangerous. Death is always a possibility, and if you do die, it better be because you were willing to take the risk. I refuse to feel guilty over you. Following the were-dragon's trail isn't really the deadly part. It's more that seeking them out is basically an act of rebellion against the Queen of Dragons, and not the kind you can pass off as a mistake or explain away. Sure, you've done stuff she wouldn't like, but when you really think about it, you haven't gone directly against her yet. You got broken out of a dungeon and went on the run from the 10 elites. If that were illegal, I'd be long dead. Breaking into the Blue Lions camp is probably illegal, yeah, but with the timing and everything, it'd probably be pretty easy to swing it as you trying to get a warning to her about the elites ASAP. And running off with the Black Eagles? Heck, as far as they know, you were kidnapped when the Eagles raided the camp. Did anyone see you go willingly? Obviously, we're keeping tabs on the Black Eagles. I figured Coco was the one who sent you back to the Golden Deer. And you knew what I meant about the trail, so she must have told you about Yuribird's plans. Well, that's true. Only Coco knows what's going on inside the camp. But it's not hard to follow them when they all go off on a march somewhere. As soon as Yuribird noticed them, he reached out to Bee, and that's how we found out you and that hunter Shamir went to the Blue Lions camp. Seemed pretty intuitive what was going on from there. We don't really have the manpower to get mixed up in a fight between two whole factions. Besides, we knew you'd end up with Coco, and then she'd send you back to the Golden Deer. Yuribird figured it'd be easier if I just met you there. You're getting distracted. The point is, it'll be different if you're seen colluding with the were-dragon. All that plausible deniability that's been working for you so far will go right out the window. Whiskers was wrong when she said hiding out with the Golden Deer would keep the elites from finding you, but she wasn't wrong about coming with me. There's a decent chance of death at the end of this trail. We're still figuring a lot of it out. We do know the bits and pieces of the trail we found keep popping up around the place you were taken by the elites. There was another dragon sighting in the area on the full moon a couple nights ago. Yeah, the same night Yuribird left you in the woods. I mean, he probably wasn't lying when he said he had eyes on him. But he did get back north in time to catch the were-dragon's trail before they changed back and covered it up again. He's been following it around ever since to make sure he doesn't lose it. That's why me and Bee and Coco were the ones trying to reach out to you instead of him. It just keeps going in circles, around and around the place you were taken. We don't know. Do you remember anyone else being taken with you? No, I got kidnapped when I trusted the wrong person. I was a kid. I ran away from home and ended up staying with this beautiful lady, only to find out she wasn't as nice as I thought. She sold me off like some kind of livestock. No offense, but that's all kinda personal. Not to mention depressing. I don't want to go into it and end up sighing up a bunch of monsters right now. I guess Whiskers didn't tell you? It's probably better you know before it happens, so you don't freak out if you see it. I'm cursed. I was born in a tiny human village, hidden away in a fae forest, and for some reason, one of those fae cursed me. Nobody ever told me why they did it. All I know is that every time I sigh, a whole bunch of monsters appear. It's been that way my whole life. I don't know. Could be my parents made them mad. Could be there was some big secret I wasn't allowed to know until I turned 18. I ran away before I ever found out. Honestly, with Faye, it could just be that they were bored and I was around. That's the thing about this world. Some people are cruel just because they can be. Sometimes that's enough. I mean, look at the people who held us prisoner. I don't really remember all that much. They used a lot of spells to keep us confused. Your memories are probably fuzzy too, right? Yeah. It comes in bits and pieces, and the longer it's been since I was trapped there, the more I remember about my life before it. But the time I spent in the dungeons, that's just a blur of pain and fear. Bird and I have been keeping tabs on any sudden disappearances that came after they got me out. That's where most of what I know about those guys comes from. I figure it's probably the same for you. You're learning about them from other people instead of your own experience. Look, nobody's gonna force you to go through with all this Were Dragon stuff if you don't want to. But it is true those elites are gonna hunt you down to the ends of the earth. It took a long time for me to shake them, and I'm not nearly as interesting as you are. Bird can keep you safe, even if you don't want to deal with the Were Dragon. It's not like they have the monopoly on hiding their tracks. Coco said that? Huh. Great minds think alike. I thought it was weird you were in the same place as the Were Dragon the night you got taken too. Wish I could tell you I figured it out, but that's probably something we're gonna have to ask them about in person. I mean, I have a few guesses. You probably do too. You want the optimistic theory or the pessimistic one? Option 1, there was some kind of power struggle over you, and the elites are just the guys who won. I don't know what a Were Dragon gets out of taking a chimera like you captive, but maybe it's the same reasons anyone gets kidnapped. It doesn't have to be some magical answer. Some people just want someone to torment. Option 2 is you were close to the were-dragon, but you got stolen away. Ever since that night, they've been circling around that place, looking for some new clue to finally save you. These are just my guesses. Both ideas kind of have problems. I mean, we found enough clues to track you down and save you. It seems kind of weird that someone so devoted to you wouldn't have figured it all out. But at the same time, it doesn't really make sense with what we do know about the were-dragon for them to take a prisoner. I mean, even if they aren't good, having someone extra who doesn't want to be there would definitely make it harder to hide your tracks. And none of that answers all the questions about where you came from. It took me a few months before I could really remember much about who I was. I wouldn't worry so much about not knowing yet. It didn't really change anything about my situation anyway. You just gotta keep moving forward and make choices you feel good about. People change all the time anyway, don't they? If you think about it like that, does it even matter who you were before? I mean, sure, you want to know if someone out there misses you and if you should miss them. But as far as your sense of self goes, I think it's better to live a life future you will be proud of, instead of trying to stay the same as you were in the past. I don't know, don't let me tell you how to live. Better for you to figure out how you see the world for yourself. Right now, the biggest thing you need to worry about is whether or not you want to join us and find that were-dragon. It's now or never. You see that person in the clearing up there? That's Yuri Bird.